Merhaba, sinema dünyasındaki son gelişmelerin nabzını tuttuğumuz Sinemaskop'la yepyeni bir haftada tekrar karşınızdayız. Sinema sektörü oldukça hareketli geçti. Yeni filmler vizyona giriyor, aktörler son projelerini seçiyor. Var olanların da çekimlerine devam ediyorlar. Biz de onların hızlarına yetişmeye çalışıyoruz. Hemen Sinemaskop'a başlayalım. Sinema dünyasında herkesten bir adım önde olalım.
Where are we going?
Dunkirk.
Dunkirk serisi, Interstellar ve Inception gibi filmleriyle akıllara kazınan ünlü Hollywood yönetmeni Christopher Nolan bu sefer gerçek olaylara dayanan savaş filmi Dunkirk yönetti. Filme 2016'nın Mayıs ayında başlayan Nolan çekimleri Fransa, Hollanda, İngiltere ve Los Angeles'ta yaptı. Asla vazgeçemediği IMAX ve 65 mm film formatlarını kullanarak hikayeyi sinema perdelerine taşıdı. Başrollere ise Tom Hardy, Kenneth Branagh, Cillian Murphy, Mark Rylance gibi tecrübeli isimleri koydu. Milyon dolarlık Dunkirk filmini çeken Christopher Nolan'ın da bu yapımdan 20 milyon dolar kazandığını, gişeden gelen gelir üzerinden de %20'lik bir alacağının da olduğunu da söyleyelim. Türü ne olursa olsun her yeni filmiyle hayal gücünün sınırlarını zorlamaya çalışan Christopher Nolan, Dunkirk yapımını nasıl çekmiş izleyelim.
Where are we going?
Dunkirk.
There are 400,000 men trapped in one place, on a beach. Their backs to the sea, the enemy closing in all around them. And it's just a matter of time before they face surrender or annihilation. And the fact that this story does not end in either surrender or annihilation is what makes it one of the greatest stories in human history.
I'm not going back.
There's no hiding from this sun.
We straight away started talking about the big format. We have big love for the big format. I mean, especially IMAX, you know, it's a very visceral window to the world. You know, in many ways, it's the best format out there.
If somebody had said to us 6 years ago, you know, go off and make a film about the evacuation of Dunkirk using only large format cameras, I think we would have thought that was an insane thing to do. But because we'd done so much of that work on Interstellar and the Dark Knight movies, we were equipped to do it. And, you know, we're able to maximize the format and really get everything that we wanted from it.
70-something% of the film is the full IMAX format because it is the most beautiful way to watch a movie. It's a treat if you can see it in that format.
The immersive quality of the image is second to none. We really try and create the sensation that I would describe as virtual reality without the goggles. The huge challenge is the size and weight of the cameras. So our feeling was if we could find a way to do it physically, the payoff would be well worth it. With the story structure on Dunkirk, you have a lot of different points of view. So we're always, you know, in the cockpit of the Spitfire up in the air. We're always down, you know, with the guys on the beach or in the water with them. We're always on this yacht crossing the channel.
We started to invent stuff to make it possible for us to put the camera on planes and in the cockpits, engineering special lenses that would put the lenses in certain places where it was impossible for a camera to be.
It was massively important to us to do that because we really wanted to be able to get our actors up into the air. The shots where you see one of the actors in a Spitfire and then just beyond them another Spitfire, there's really no way that you could create that in a computer.
You always end up thinking about things that are impossible and then, you know, trying to make them possible. We made it work.
These amazing, massive cameras. It's a very, very visceral experience, a really tactile experience of being there in these events. The audience really gets the benefit of that large canvas.
Particularly in IMAX, I think audiences are really going to feel the jeopardy and the vulnerability that they felt.
You know, put yourself in a seat in an IMAX theater and you look at it, you know, you see what it does to you, you see what it does to you emotionally.
I just want people to be completely blown away with what they've just seen.
We want to give people a really intense ride, really put people there and allow them to feel what that experience would have been like.
This is it.
From a production point of view, it's exhilarating because you're standing there and you're looking at the thing unfold in front of you.
It becomes absolutely part of how your character develops when you're actually in the environment and it's happening to you.
It's very helpful to have a real Spitfire or two and a Messerschmitt and a couple of other things fly low over your boat.
One of ours.
And then the force of that engine.
It was just insane to watch these, Spitfires feet above your head. When do you ever get to do that as a human being? And playing those situations, literally all you had to do was watch what was happening.
It's so easy and so pleasurable when there's less to try and imagine.
When you stand on a battleship, which is already crazy, and then a Spitfire goes by you.
The audience will believe. I think they will just know and then they'll feel it.
That's the reality that we want to give the audience so that they can feel that they're there.
Where are we going?
We have to go to Dunkirk.
First 2 weeks of shooting, we had huge storms, and it was wet, it was raining, it was cold, but we were shooting our best material there, We were always struggling with those elements, and the tide would always come in faster than you would think.
Swing of the tide, as indeed in the original events and the story of the film, is a major, major factor because the swing of the tide is colossal at Dunkirk.
Chris and I were like, oh, let's go and shoot, let's go, let's try to shoot in this. It's a very extreme sort of extra element to have with you, and that always takes you by surprise.
We ended up on various occasions coming in the morning and finding that bits of our mole had been washed away overnight.
And we were basically rebuilding the set while we were shooting something else.
That's very much the Nolan way. We're out here to work, we're here to sort of live it a bit more.
Being out on the mole when it's windy and rainy and you're kind of getting lashed and battered is quite trying. In a good way though. It's going to look amazing.
Yoğun bir sinema turunun ardından Sinemaskop'un sonuna geldik. Haftaya yine dolu dolu bir bölümle aynı gün ve saatte tekrar karşınızda olacağız. Hafta içi boyunca sinemadan haberdar olmak istiyorsanız da bizleri sosyal medya hesaplarımızdan takip edebilirsiniz. Sinemasız kalmayın. Hoşçakalın.